be honest, come.
Verehrter Gast.
Oh, what? First of all, those footage is just like, fucking hell. This is awesome. We are doing a couple of Alita sneak peek events in the last 2 days, and everyone is just freaking out because of the footage.
Great. Wow.
I'm looking forward to welcome you on stage tonight, because Steven and me are going to be the hosts tonight.
Oh, great.
I'm really,
that's
really
cool.
looking forward to see the reactions. And
me too.
It's awesome.
We've been waiting to show this for people for so long, and now that they're seeing it, I can't even believe it. It's been such a long time.
You're gonna love the theater. It's just brand new. It's
wonderful.
Extra large. It's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I love
perfect theater for Alita tonight.
Oh, great.
You read a lot of stories and a lot of scripts. So what was for you the main argument, so the big why to do Alita?
Oh, well, you read scripts and then you read the ones that are like the Holy Grail scripts, and most people never even see those. Sometimes I would walk around Quentin's house and there would be pages there of handwritten script. I'd say, what's that? Oh, it was a project I was going to work on, but I left it. I'm not going to work on it anymore. I'd be like, can I steal them? I'd go take those 10 and make a whole movie around it. You know what those artists tend to throw away, most of us would kill for. But Quentin and Jim are very similar. They don't go write a whole script just to have someone else direct it. They'd rather it not get made than get made wrong. The version they have in their head, they'll prefer to just live with that if something happened where they couldn't make it. Jim wrote this to make it himself, so the script that he wrote isn't like a script that you would ever read in Hollywood. I mean, it didn't even read like a script. It read more like he made the movie already, and then he transcribed what was happening. I mean, you could picture it so clearly, especially if you know his work, you really could picture it. So I didn't even feel like I was, a lot of scripts you read it and you try to imagine the visual elements that make it a movie. No, this was just describing what was on screen. And I said, I read your script and it was like I watched the movie. It doesn't need to be rewritten. It's just too long. It was 186 minutes, basically, 186 pages. So I'm gonna try to figure out as an editor, I'm gonna pretend like you already shot it. I'm gonna tell you where I probably would suggest cutting it down without losing the important character stuff, and see if we can get it down to like 120 pages. He said, man, if you could crack the script, I never could crack it. If you could crack it, you can make it. So I went and did it, and it came out great because he had so much great material. It's almost easier to take something that's really great and trim it down than to take something that wasn't at length and trying to fill it in. That would have been impossible. So you got a script from Mr. Cameron himself. Mr. Cameron himself. So it's just like, you just call it the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail. So how do you Rodriguez this script? By not Rodriguezing it. I want to just, how do you Cameronize it so that you can fill in what's now missing to make it a complete story, and then make something that would be the Lost Jim Cameron film. You don't want to go Rodriguez-ize it too much, then it's a Robert Rodriguez film, and then it's like half of this and half of that. And I want to see another Jim movie. I probably actually made more movies than Jim, because I shoot very fast all the time. This is a more thought out one like his other ones. It would have taken a long time. I don't need another one of mine. We need another one of his. So I said, I'll go make it for you, because I've known him 25 years. I'll make it for you in a way where hopefully you'll think you did it. Because that's the version I want to see. It was just like with Sin City. I didn't want to go see Robert Rodriguez's Sin City. That's why the title is even Frank Miller's Sin City. I want people to know that I was just taking it right out of his book. And it was successful because I just wanted to see it as a fan. This is the same thing. And I wanted to learn how to do that kind of storytelling. My style is very whimsical. So like I can have a guy with a guitar case fire a missile. And I don't think the audience really needs to know how it works. They can just go with it. It's that kind of a fantasy.
It's cool, I say, cool.
Jim would be the kind of guy who goes, I don't understand how that works. That wouldn't work like that. It couldn't reload. And the engineering behind it is all wrong. It pulls me out of the movie. I don't buy it, and therefore I don't believe the story. So, his science fiction is more based on science fact. He believes that to do fantasy, or science fiction. It has to be completely grounded. Otherwise you don't buy, you know, like you don't believe that there's a big alien. The reason you believe there's an alien queen is because he grounds the whole movie. And it feels very real and grounded, even though it's completely made up. Big difference. And that's not my style. I can't afford to do big realism, so I just make it all whimsical. But with this, we'd have the budget, so it made me realize that makes total sense too. And that's why his movies work so well. They're so well grounded and so real that they're complete fantasy. But you buy it more, and the audience respects it more because they feel like they're not just being told it's just all made a big show. So I wanted to do it in that style. So I thought, okay, I don't want to shoot any green screen. I'm gonna build real sets, real locations, mostly real actors around her, so that the CG guys are gonna have a hard time because she's gonna have to match everything completely and feel like she's really there for you to believe it. So even the designs of all the motorball players and all the other, they're all very real. They all could actually work. It's nothing's whimsical. So that's a big difference already between my movies and his movies. So like that's why you said, well, what did you do to Rodriguez-ize this? Well, no, I didn't want to Rodriguez-ize it because then it wouldn't be a Jim Cameron movie anymore. And as much as I've learned from him over the years, I've been imitating Terminator forever. I never did it to that degree. I didn't do it the right way, which was to tell it that way. And I wanted to learn that because that's a superpower if you can do that.
What I really love about the footage I've seen is that you have a mix between storytelling and the technology stuff, because even in the 30 minutes you just see there's so much soul in all those characters. Right. I really love this about that.
That's
so
great.
how do you create, I know it's maybe a dumb question, but how do you create those feelings like, okay, everyone has a very, very deep soul, just as a feeling for the audience?
When I read his script, it was really long. I mean, it was 186 pages. So the introduction of just her and the father-daughter scenes and showing her the city, it's shorter now, but not that much shorter. You know, it's like that's the stuff you didn't want to touch. That's the stuff that didn't follow traditional story structure in Hollywood. And I wanted to go with that. I wanted to leave more of that in and take out more of the spectacle where there was already a lot. You didn't need more of that. You need more of the heart and all, because that's his style. I mean, look how long it takes for him to actually start sinking the Titanic. I mean, it's really about the characters before that. Otherwise, none of that matters. And the more time you spend with them, the more it matters when it's going to sink, because you now just care about them. So I wanted to preserve the stuff that he put in and build that relationship between the father-daughter. When I added stuff, it was stuff that was from myself and my own daughter. You know, it was stuff that meant something to me, that I felt I could identify with those characters. This is things that I want to add that are in the spirit of what he was adding. So I didn't invent anything new. If anything, I added more to those scenes. And a lot of times I wondered, would people appreciate it, or are they, today's audience is just like, let's get to the good stuff. But no, it's good to hear when people continually point that out. It showed that he was right. You should always just follow Jim. He's right. Even if it's very different, especially if it's very different from what everyone else is doing, do that, because that's probably the key to why his movies work. And I think it is.
I'm really looking so forward for tonight, and I hope you're gonna enjoy it. We have the theater is, there's no seat left for anyone.
Oh, so cool!
It's gonna be awesome, and we're gonna have a 360 orbit, and you can use that.
Wow!
You're gonna love it. I hope you're gonna love it.
I can't wait. Thank you.
See you later.
We'll have fun.